I don't think he's gay. I think he's bi.
So what, right?
So what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
People are saying that it's a negative thing, and
it
it's
isn't
funny
a
to
negative
me.
thing. It isn't. Well,
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But I just wanted to be absolutely clear that that's not what we were saying.
oh, okay. Yes, listeners of this podcast who just sat through us talking about shoving stuff up our asses and me talking about the guys that I had sex with, I'm not anti-gay or bi. Just so you know. How many of you out there are looking for some Wandtent? What does that mean? Okay, I'll tell you. So this episode is a little bit rambly. We go all over the place. So in order to keep your attention, if you are a Patreon member, you will be able to see some very sexual and sensual photos of both me and McSheer from both the advent calendar that McSheer is working on and from my, let's say, personal affairs that I've been working on, which is just code for masturbating. But there will be pantyhose involved, and if you're into that sort of thing, there's going to be oodles of it. I mean, like, you'll just be so happy, you'll probably come in your pantyhose. Or not, and we won't judge you for it. Well, I'll judge you a little bit, because I'll be offended. I'll be like, what's up? I mean, I thought we were cool. Welcome to episode 14 of Tights Frame of Mind. I'm your host, the Pantyhose King, and with me is McSheer.
Meeting, recording.
We just had a wonderful rendezvous with Zoom, which can fuck up a good pantyhose high real quick.
Oh no! But if there's any way to surely get a high back,
well,
is to tune into this, right?
Yes, you tune into this, get yourself a nice cup of coffee, a good old-fashioned vibrator, and go to town. Speaking of, have you ever used a vibrator on yourself with pantyhose?
Wow, we're going right in. I love it. I have, yes, I have.
Is it not the most fantastic thing ever? I got to be honest with you girls out there listening, and I mean this, and I mean that for everybody, in an ironic way, girls. But I'm saying, I don't need a man sometimes, thanks to my magic wand. I might even become a little too dependent on it. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm never dependent on a man, and I don't think I've ever. But I'm dependent with a toy on. Now this is where no one believes us, sort of subby guys, but dependent on being forced to do it by the dominatrix.
Who doesn't believe you?
Everyone's like, yeah, right, forced, yeah, like you're pretending that you don't love it, and actually, no, we're admitting that we love it. Well, I'm admitting that I love it, but it's even better when you're pretending you're committing to not wanting it, and it's forced upon you.
Yeah, I don't think I believe you, so sorry.
See? See?
That's what you wanted. This is what you wanted me to say.
It's not the word.
I believe you. I mean, look, and all of the, in the whirlwind cavalcade of freaky kiki deeks that you could have, a desire for, it's not that strange.
Yeah.
It's
just the psychological versus the physical again, isn't it? Or go on, tell me, what about you? You're saying you sometimes feel like you couldn't do without it.
Oh, well, sometimes I love the feeling of putting a vibrator on myself while I'm wearing pantyhose. And
so yes, it's a physical feeling, right?
No, it's totally mental. Yes, it's physical.
That's what's interesting.
It's sensual, is it? A vibrating sensuality.
I think everyone listening is going to be one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, but in the end, yours is physical too. It's just you have an extra layer of psychological to add to the physical, right?
Yeah, but I guess it's equally as kinky.
It's like a layer cake.
Yeah, but it's equally as much of a turn on to never actually do the physical side of it, but just even have the thought put in your head and be talked through it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you are talking about denial, the denial.
Yes,
aspect.
exactly. But it's because of that internalized homophobia we all have. Do you not think?
Denial of an orgasm is homophobia?
I think men refusing to admit that they like things being put up there is tied to homophobic.
You don't put your vibrator up your...
Oh shit, have I misunderstood something again? Have I just opened up to the whole of our listenership?
The magic wand is not to, lest anyone get confused out there, the magic wand is not made for insertion. It is made for exterior only. I don't think that McSheer, I think you were talking about it something completely different.
Just a vibrator, yeah.
Yeah, no, not. Oh, I can't wait to send you a picture of what a magic wand is. Oh, I mean, if there was any way that you could look it up as we're doing this, so I could get your live reaction of what like the Hitachi magic wand, like you just Google that,
Oh, one of those.
and yeah, you
I
see,
probably would try sticking one of them up my ass.
well, you
But I don't
break
know.
it, but you know, I mean, give it a try if you feel like
I don't know about you, but wearing tights, pantyhose,
yes.
one of the most amazing things once they're on is to feel someone else touching your legs when they're on. And if you haven't got anyone else to touch them, that's what this magic wand does. Sort of.
No. Well, yes, it could, but what I'm speaking specifically, and I don't. If anybody has not tried this, if you're a hoser, this is for you. What you're going to do is you're going to buy the thing that comes with it that allows you to adjust the intensity, because when you get it, it's just it's got only two like options, like slow and really high, like will buzz you clean off. So you get this adapter that has a knob on it that you can change the intensity, and it's like brings it up and brings it down slowly. It is just, if you just put it on your like covered package that has nylon on it, or even more nylon on it, it feels even better when you layer. If you do that, it's a moment that you'll never forget. I learned how to have multiple orgasms from it. Like, that's how good it is. What are some like pantyhose sex toys essentials other than denial of using sex toys?
Well, it's that. There's nothing better than the idea. I've never actually had one that worked. I've bought one once, but it's a remote control vibrator that your mistress puts inside you.
Like a Lovin's?
Yeah, well, they can control its electronicness from around the room when you're not with them. But the idea is that crucially, what's key about what I'm describing is the moment that they pull your tights down and put it inside you and then pull your tights back up over it. It's like doubly humiliating. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I find it actually terribly convenient, because the best thing about wearing something like that with pantyhose is that you could literally, high kick like a rocket, and it's not going to fall out.
Yeah, it keeps them in.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
sort
it
of
is.
like an insurance policy.
And it's insurance for your dom as well, because thinking about, right, that's not going anywhere. Last week's episode had Sony Panda on. It's been a huge success.
We did have Sony Panda on, and it has been a huge success, and she is fantastic. And
And if you haven't heard it, go check it out, along with the other episodes predating to this one. But I must say, since then also, I have gone and got a wax and my toenails done.
yes, you have. You got it, and it is available for viewing. If anybody wants to see McSheer get completely feminized, which it's a long time coming, because let's just say, I mean, up until recently, he is hairier than a motherfucker. So we are doing this thing called an Advent, which, if you're from the UK, you know what it means. But if you're from America, Advent is basically the little calendars where you open up the little window and you see a little image. Apparently over in the UK, you get chocolates. But we don't really do that in America because, we're not weird. But anyway,
It's really funny because I thought it was such a good idea and then realised how unsexy it was. The minute you were like, what the fuck is Advent? It's brilliant.
So McSheer has been doing these little like minuets of each Advent door opening, and they're really, really wonderful. As a matter of fact, he has, and dare I say it, complained about pantyhose overdosing. He has said this word to me, which I think is very worrisome. But just so it doesn't all go for nothing, go check them out. They're on both either the Tights Frame of Mind at Tights Frame of Mind on Instagram, or you can check them out on my personal profile at the Pantyhose King. But you also have to add me. I have to approve you because I'm private, because I post sensual photos on there that are, 18 plus. Well, not totally 18 plus, because you can't really do that on Instagram. Otherwise, they'll ban you. But yes, go check them out, guys. They're hysterical and fun and sexy, and they're just
weird. They're weird, aren't they? They're ambitious, so I have to cut corners. But I'm having a lot of fun doing them, and thank you so much for your support there, King. It's so nice to have someone like you that I can actually share them with.
The nativity scene one is don't smoke pot before you watch it. You might frighten yourself.
We haven't met the three wise hosers yet.
The three wise hosers. Oh.
Did a Wolford one, I think, on the 6th of December or something, and
yeah, that was
decided
the one
to get fully. I'd been told about these Wolford tights being so special, and because they were so expensive,
they are.
I decided to, after your good advice, to get less hairy, I thought, yeah, I do want to be waxed. Just finally got around to it, plucked up the courage, went into Soho in central London and got my nails done, filmed that, got my waxing done, filmed that, and then got dressed up and shot all this shit on green screen, and you guys can all see it.
Have you had been waxed before?
I waxed my crack and balls and shaft.
But not your legs?
Yeah. I've never waxed my legs before, no.
How was it? Did you handle it well, or did you handle the pain?
I thought, because I do my undercarriage, I've done it a couple of times. I thought
balls.
Actually that's not so, but yeah, I thought it would be so bad. I thought if I've done that, it's going to be fine, and it's worse. It's fucking worse.
Oh my God, really? I knew it. I am so proud of the fact that when I got my legs waxed, like when I was getting them waxed, the waxer, she was like, wow, you are just like, you're not even phased. I was like, nah. She's like, you have no idea how like big babies men are when they get their legs waxed. Like, I've had guys leave mid-waxing. I was like, really? Eh. But I have a high threshold for pain. I actually walked around with a broken foot for a week because I thought it was just really, really sprained.
Wow. Yeah, no, I found it really painful. But apparently, the more you do it, the less painful it gets.
It does.
I am surprised it's more painful than your balls, but I suspect they take less care over thighs and shins than they do over a scrotum, right?
Well, maybe that you don't have as much hair down there either.
There was something about the legs being so just like in and out, and they're like, come on, let's just get on with it. I was like,
well, the legs are just, it's a lot of coverage. Is it worth it?
oh my, yeah, completely. If I could stay like this forever, I would. It just feels so good. And just because of the podcast we do, like day to day, I like the feeling under my trousers or in bed. Even my girlfriend has enjoyed touching them. And but putting tights on top of it is like, it's heavenly. It's like I'm rediscovering it. But that tied in with the fact that I've been doing loads of shoots with them and stressing about getting them out each day. Like I said, I was having... Do you think there's such a thing as a tights overload? Can you overdose? I didn't think you could.
No, I don't think you can.
I was genuinely like, oh my God, I don't know if I can put on another pair today, sort of thing. I've never felt that before. I was terrified.
Are you wearing them now?
No.
So when did you last wear?
Yesterday, and
Now, audience, I warned McSheer about this. I did. I said, listen, you don't have to do this. It's a great idea. I think it's wonderful, but I think it might be a lot. You might be putting yourself under the gun. And McSheer goes, oh no, it'll be fine. It'll be wonderful. I'll be so good. And now he's suffering from overdosing of pantyhose, which, by the way, that's very worrisome. I mean, what's going to happen to our podcast if you're overdosed on pantyhose? We can't just move to talking about
the World Cup.
No, I don't even like cups. I much prefer,
I was trying to think. I was like, what else do I love when I'm not loving tights? I was like, well, definitely football or soccer, as you call it.
Do you know one of the most famous hosers that I forgot to fucking mention? I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Cristiano Ronaldo, total hoser.
No.
Yes.
No, don't start. Just because he wears sportswear, it doesn't count.
Nope. I have pictures. I have photographic evidence. You tell me those aren't pantyhose, and I will tell you you're wrong, because
send me the photographic evidence of that.
Patrons will be able to see the Ronaldo in pantyhose. Yeah, dude, he's been photographed. You tell me that these are sports tights. I'm like, methinks they're a little sheer for sports.
Oh my God. That's got to be Photoshop.
It's not photoshopped. You want more evidence? I can give you more evidence.
Oh my.
He's also into the toenail painting. But if you want even more evidence, here is a shot of him being caught, or not being caught, but walking off a plane with one of his, I don't want to say like guys that he fucks, but if he's straight, then okay.
In case he's listening, he could be an amazing followers of ours because of the fame and power he has. So let's...
Well, that's what?
I just can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
I can't believe that you didn't know.
Well, I've heard a lot of people in Europe, he's huge. In England, he's massive. He's controversial. People absolutely love and hate him. He's historic, right? Cristiano, if you're listening.
Hey, yeah, Ronaldo.
Do you want to send us some money? Because you're rocking it.
Well,
I did not know this. And fair fucking play to you, man.
But he's a pantyhose ambassador.
We should have done this when we were doing our celebrities episode.
That is the reason why I said I can't believe I fucking forgot this. Can I put you on the spot on air?
Yeah.
How does the script for
Tragedy of
McSheer? How's that going?
You're gonna kill me.
I am.
You're gonna kill me.
I knew it. I'm oh God.
I did well. The script for McSheer is really close, and actually, I'd love to have been in production before. But for everyone listening, I've just gotten bogged down and into this Advent thing, and I hope you understand that you're getting. There's something else to look at. It's a bit of fun, but it's also a taster of the kind of sense of humour that we have. And look, we have 70 fucking pages of writing. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
Fine tuning.
I just knew that McSheer was going to take backseat to the Advent.
I could chuck the Advent in the can after the 10th if you like.
Okay. Why on the 10th?
Because I know what I'm going to do up until the 10th.
You are such a lunatic.
Just pull the plug on day 11.
Like, I could pull the plug on the 10th, but then again, you'll come up with... But I know this is exactly what will happen, because you will say, I'll cut it on the 10th, but then you're going to come up with an idea on the 11th. And you'll say, oh, I'm already halfway done. I mean, I might as well see it through, right? And then you'll do the whole thing. There's no way you're not doing the whole thing. I know you. I think I can call it. I'm pretty sure you're going to do the whole thing.
In some way or shape or form, but I must admit it's taken a lot more out of me than I'd anticipated. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, you're right. It feels like it would be weird to not finish it.
Well, I mean, for you.
I won't feel satisfied if it's... I might have to take a couple of days out or so and just like let them bulk up, and then like on the 15th release 4 that haven't gone out. I might have to do that or something.
How about our audience members? If you are a patron, or if you're listening on any platform that you can leave a comment. So that would be YouTube, because I don't believe you can leave comments on... I think you can on Apple. Well, anywhere that a comment is commentable. Let McSheer know. Would you mind if he abandoned the Advent because it's making him unravel like a ball of yarn, a ball of nylon, as it were, because it's causing him to unravel an OD on pantyhose. We can't have him doing that. So if you don't have a problem with it, leave a comment, and if you do have a problem with it, go fuck yourself.
Well, listen, Tragedy of McSheer is next
what needs to be happening, you guys. I'm so excited about this. We have some possible guest people in the wings that you will be like, your minds will be blown. And it is not to say anything against your Advents. I love your Advents. I just feel like McSheer came first, so he should come first.
You talk for a bit, because the kettle's gone really loud at my end, so I can't use my audio for 1.5 minutes.
Your kettle? Oh, you mean your teapot. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little improv with myself, and it's going to be called Wait for McSheer to make his tea while we do a podcast. Now, what I'll be doing is I'll be punching myself repeatedly in the neck until I either pass out or the kettle starts squealing. And I also run out of things to say. But you want to know what I fucking hate? And let me tell you, people, I can tell you what I fucking hate. Is I hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, I don't know if you guys know she is over in the UK, but she is basically a calcified forehead idiot congressperson from Georgia, who I think really should just shut her stupid troglodyte mouth, because she's very Christian, and she doesn't believe that that people who adopt are real families, and she doesn't like gay people because she doesn't comprehend it because she's a monkey, and monkeys don't understand things that are different. But she is just awful. But there is a ray of sunshine here. Marjorie Taylor Greene is actually going to become Marjorie Taylor, because guess what? Her husband filed for divorce, and you know what God says about divorce, Marjorie? It says that you lied in church to him. You said you're going to be with him forever, but you lied to God. And what's that going to do? What's that going to do, Marjorie? So if you're listening, shut up. Shut up. I hate you. Okay, am I done vamping yet? Because this is difficult.
It's fantastic. You've got to give you so much credit for that.
Oh, thank you, because I felt oh Lord.
It was like, no, it was an incredible effort. I'd never heard of that person until now.
Oh, she's god awful. God awful.
And the kettle's finished, so I'm back.
Everybody gets so horny when they think about Christmas.
I do, though.
You do?
Yeah.
What? Okay, let's unpack that one.
But go on then.
No, I mean...
No, I think that's a good idea. Unpack it, because I'd like...
No, I'm asking you to unpack it, because you're the one who's holding that package. Why does Christmas get you horny?
Because I immediately think of everything to do with Christmas where tights are involved. And that's fact since I was very little. I hate that stockings are woolly. I always wish that they were actually nylon stockings. I always wish that in those stockings were legs. I even wish they were my legs on mantelpieces in stockings. I think of all the Christmas films. Do you remember Home Alone, where he goes and sees a woman that plays an elf at a grotto and she's chewing gum?
Uh-huh.
She's there chewing gum. And there's a shot where Macaulay Culkin looks down at her shoes and looks up at her and the camera tilts up, I always knew that she has like these greeny blue tights on. And I used to see that and look forward to that part of the film. Do you know the bit I'm talking about?
Yeah. Does this happen with every holiday? What do you call Easter?
Yeah, Easter, I think of the Playboy dungeon. I do think of Playboy a lot, actually.
And you don't call that a holiday, though. You call that a what?
Nah, it's just Easter. It's some weird day every year that changes, and if you're freelance, you don't really know. They start selling Easter eggs in January, and at some point in the spring, they stop.
So holiday means vacation, mostly, to you.
Yeah, when you go somewhere for a break.
So you don't have a specific word for vacation?
No, a holiday is our word for vacation.
But then it's also Christmas.
No, we don't say it. That's what I'm saying. I've only used that word when I'm talking to Americans because I know that's how it's referred to. We say Christmas time. Whereas you guys say the holidays.
Christmas
happy
time.
Holidays.
Okay, so you say Easter time and Halloween time.
No. Easter's just Easter. And as I say, no one really gives a fuck. Because they're like, oh yeah, it happens at some point in the spring.
Christmas time. It's so British.
So back to your point, you're going to unpick the Christmas thing. Has that answered your question?
It has. It has answered my question. It's just.
Does it make sense to you now?
It makes sense to me from your point of view. Yes.
I thought there'd be more than one question, I guess, but maybe there isn't.
No, I mean, that's the only way I know how to ask.
What was the first thing you used to think of as a kid when your parents mentioned the tooth fairy? I want to know if any other hoses.
I mean, I thought of like a traditional fairy, like with a.
Did you think about what tights she wore?
White.
But you thought about it. Is my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, not all kids are going to go.
Well, I wasn't,
tooth fairy.
But I wasn't. I've never ever had a tooth fairy like fantasy. I mean, I've never thought of her as sexual. I've thought of her as either like.
We were so funny that it's like we're on Mastermind. I'm like, tooth fairy. What tights does she wear? White.
Well, she does. I mean, what other color would she wear?
No,
Pink?
I know. I'm just saying. It was fucking funny.
But I've only thought of her as like maybe like a sugar plum, like sort of like the or a horrible creature with like a horror movie like in that movie Darkness Falls, which could have been so good if it wasn't so bad. But it never really gotten horny or had any sort of horny aspirations to the tooth fairy.
Where were we going before we got into Christmas? Because we were talking about holidays as a...
We might have digested so hard we're going to poop.
Well, I've got to go and get on with my advent calendar, so I really do have to shoot off.
Yeah, he's going to shoot off doing his advent calendar. You better.
I hope that it's worth it.
Try working yourself up during it, man. Do it. Just try to
get myself up.
Like, get yourself going. Fire one off after you're done shooting.
No, that's why I overdosed, man. Listen... I really got to go. It's been really nice speaking to you. We'll see you all again before Christmas. And thanks, King, for your time.
Thank you for your time, McSheer.
Maybe as a Christmas present, I'll finish that script for you.